Hello and welcome back to the Locoboys, where we are reaching present times, as it is now 2010. Yes, quite a bit of time has passed since we last left off. And that is because I have been downgrading, or well, at least, I say it's downgrading, but to me it feels like downgrading. But yeah, I've been downgrading quite a few trains, because we were not running a profit. Well, if you take a look at our finances right now, you can see that we have severely reduced our running costs. We've also lost a little bit of income. I think we were at like close to 200. But then we had 220 million in spending on the running costs, or 210. So now we've lost 20 million in earnings, but we've also lost like 50 to 60 million in running costs. So that's definitely a positive situation. And if we go and take a look at the train lines and the, well, also the tram lines apparently, we'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, look, instead of having red figures everywhere, we are now seeing green figures on most places. Sure, there's still stuff running in the red, and I'm well aware of it, but for the most part, it is now green. I think that from having 3/4 in the red, we now have something like, I don't know, maybe 2/3 in the green. Seems like it, seems like that's accurate. And most of the times, right now it's a lot of red, but when I was upgrading, actually a few more of these lines were actually also running a profit. So what you see here now is maybe an unfortunate moment of when we are looking at this stuff. Because I still don't know how this is exactly calculated, but at times I think it's not really done correctly. Anyway, that's for the trains, I think on average, in total, we are making a profit on our trains. Maybe not as much as we'd like, but there is like this, 9 million in profits, which makes up for like most of it. If you go and take a look at our road lines though, you can see that where this was pretty much 4/5 red, now everything is running a profit mostly. Sure, there are still some lines that aren't really that profitable, but still, this is looking a lot healthier, and we are definitely making a lot of money on this one. Look at this oil line, by the way. Waltham Oil, 2 vehicles who make 1 million. That's just crazy, isn't it? So, and then we have our tram lines. Here it might seem dire, but there is a plausible solution as to why this is, and as to why this won't be like this in the future. Because I think it's only been like less than a few months ago that we replaced all of these. So yeah, they're kind of having to get back into the swing of things, and as it of course always is with trams, it wasn't as easy to get everything up and running, as well, a lot of them just piled up in front of the depot, and we still see some of this piling up over here. That's just why trams are bad and buses are good. Oh well, at least in my simple view of the world, that is. Same here, we had a massive pile up over here, but fortunately that is just now slowly dissipating as I kind of reset all the trams by doing the magic tram teleportation trick. You know what it is. Anyway, as you can see with those trams, we have quite a few new vehicles. So let us just go and check out this new tram. This was the old one, the Mirage that we have. Now we got the BE56 Cobra, which can have 24 passengers as opposed to only 15. It can go at 70 kilometers an hour as opposed to 60. And it's twice as powerful. Not twice as expensive to run though, and that's the good thing. The first completely low-floor tram runs through the city like a snake with its 4 joints. This gave it the nickname Cobra. I don't know really, but the blue and white Cobra, I still yet have to see those in the wild. Besides, we have those trams over here in my country, and I don't call them Cobra, so I don't know where it earns its nickname from. Anyway, that's not all. We also have new road vehicles. Let me show you that. Well, we do have the double bus, which, well, you know, is like this one, but I can't even select that one anymore as, well, you know, it's already too old. We only had this for a very short while, actually, so yeah, you know, we are running these everywhere now. This is like the latest one that we have, which, I mean, that's the thing. Why we are running this is because this can carry 25 people, whereas this one can only carry 18 people, so yeah, you know, obviously this is the better one. It's a shame we can't build these anymore. Oops. Now, these Volvo things, I mean, we don't have those, but this bus is a rear engine, low floor, single deck city bus with a chassis built by Volvo and bodywork by Safel, I guess. Safel. Anyway, we also have, and this is of course the far more interesting thing, we now have a 40 tons truck. Well, if this is loading a 40 tons, then it is for heavy duty, let me tell you that. A 6-axle semi-trailer truck equipped with a V8 turbo diesel engine of 456 kilowatt power. That's like 600 horsepower, by the way, so that's a lot. And a 15.6 liter displacement? Okay, I guess so. Anyway, this is our modern day truck that we have here, and it can carry a freaking lot. 20 units of things, of stuff. Compared to this one, you know, it's not that much better, but just the looks of it, this is modern, you know, I like it. Now, then, finally, but not least, we also have new trains, and we actually have quite a few of them. So let me just show you what we have gotten. This is a very, 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 very useful one. We have the Class 185. One type of a modular product platform of electric and diesel electric mainline locomotives from Bombardier Transportation. Built in both freight and passenger variants. Well, we only have this one, but this is good. Look, see? We have this. This is expensive. It costs almost 2 million and it costs a lot to run each year. Then we have this, which A, goes faster, is not as powerful, but it also is a lot less expensive to run a year. Sure, it's still expensive to buy, but to run a year, I mean, this is the cheaper alternative, which is really weak and doesn't accelerate that well. And then you have this, a lot more powerful, faster, and not that expensive to run. This is how we got most of our train lines profitable again. Now, we also have this double-deck car, which we can build, which we do not have in service because it can only go 130 kilometers an hour. However, we now also have this commuter train, the RE450 commuter train. This is a 4-axle electric locomotive used for S-Bahn services, and the locomotive contains even a luggage compartment, which is rarely used. I actually believe that we had that last time, but well, we don't have that in service right now anyway. But that's all the new stuff that we have. I've been downgrading a lot of these locomotives to the white ones, you know, this one, and also to the cheaper red variant. So yeah, that's how we're making money again. Now, seeing how we are currently roughly making between 15 and 20 million, somewhere around that mark, you know, we are making profit, so that's good. The thing is, however, you know, the cities are still displaying this, well, stalling behavior. Not really redding, as that's like just freshly hooked up, but look, see, it's still going down. Now, I've even gone as far as to demolish certain roads. I haven't done it over here, but see, the thing I thought was, look, you can see it over here. Now, here's my thinking behind it. I saw loads of road vehicles from the passengers themselves just go to the other towns by road. whilst we have trains that can do that. So I thought, you know, in like an ultimate attempt to force them to take our trains and buses, I destroyed the roads. It's not like a good solution. I'm not proud of having done this, but I was kind of like, well, what am I supposed to do, man? I mean, I honestly didn't know how to fix it. So here we are, you know, we have broken roads, and well, that's like the last thing I did when I was downgrading all the trains. So I don't even know if it will work or not, but well. Anyway, what are we gonna do right now? There isn't much left to do. Last time we finished the circle line, everything has goods being delivered to it and whatnot, but there are still a few things that we can and should do. That is, that these new towns, specifically Waltham Abbey, Reading and Thame, they should be hooked up to the older cities that are already in the network. Like, for example, Bewdley is connected to Erith. Well, I also think that Bewdley should also be connected to Waltham Abbey. So those are like the things that I'm talking about, you know, and those are like the things that I think we should do. Specifically, Bewdley Waltham Abbey. I mean, that should be a really easy hookup. So, you know, I think we should lay down the last few connections and then, well, we got everything everywhere. So yeah, let's get cracking at that, shall we? Game, why? I mean, it is saying not enough space. I assume that is because of the road crossing over here, right? Okay. I mean, fair enough, it is reasonably close to a bridge. But then over here, I mean, game, why? This works. Why doesn't this work? Honestly, I think this is just the game being, you know, quirky and stupid. I do have a solution, of course, for this, because we're just gonna run on the single track if this is the case, and we'll just merge it over here. But still, you know, I think that this is far from optimal. So, oh, wow, we do get like a 300-kilometer switch with the tracks completely looking ugly. But yeah, I mean, if I'm honest, you know, I think this is stupid. Honestly, that should have been fixed. Anyway, I mean, right now, things are fixed. So, let us... oh, well, actually, before we get to do anything, I think we also might want to add a few depots and stuff. So, let me actually finish the tracks, right? Alright, and done. So, with that, I think we are now ready to set up the line for Bewdley Waltham Abbey. I did want to do 2 depots over here, but unfortunately that is not gonna happen because of how this river is right in the way here. Still, I think this is just lame, but, well, we've got to make do with it, you know, there's not much we can do about it. So, let us quickly... oh, wait, hold on a second. Maybe I want the depot. Just saying. I might also like that. Anyway, we are going to set up a new line, of course, which will be Bewdley, Waltham. Bewdley, Waltham. There we go. Which will have, of course, and this is no surprise, the stations of Bewdley and Waltham. Now, as for what train we're gonna run, also, these locomotives, man, 200 kilometers an hour. I love them. I couldn't get it, I mean, the thing is, this line that they're running, it is not profitable at the moment. I mean, look, these trains are not even full. Same for those. It is not profitable, but I just couldn't get it over my heart to replace these very, very good locomotives. In a way, I kind of like them, I think they don't look that bad, and they just can go crazy fast. I mean, look at them just blazing through there, I'm like, wow. I mean, and these can't even go 200 because they got the old wagons, but still. Anyway, what we're gonna do is, because this is a connectionary thing, I think we should... Oh man, it's expensive. I mean, it can only carry 99 passengers, but you know what? It can also only go at 130 kilometers an hour. If I'm honest, we got a high-speed track. I want trains that go faster, so despite me wanting to use this, I think we're better off if we just go with the locomotive and take this one, because it's just better in every single way. So there, it's decided. And then the Einheitswagen, of course. I don't think we need more than 4 wagons on it for the time being. So that's what we'll run with, and that will still, give it plenty of speed too. So there you have it. Yeah, this will go really fast. Okay, so that's Bewdley and Waltham hooked up, but Waltham itself could also do with quite a few more connections. Now, the one bad thing is that because of the way this is set up, we kind of can't use this end of the station. Because what I would have loved to do was to kind of join, kind of have like a junction of these tracks and also hook up the town towards Morley. But that isn't gonna happen. Bewdley and Morley, Waltham and Morley, they are not going to be connected. If you want to go from Waltham to Morley, you'll have to, well, I think no, I didn't destroy any roads here. Yeah, maybe that will come, I don't know. Nah, I mean, destroying roads is bad. Besides, I do think actually that the AI rebuilds those, so... Now, anyway, if they want to go towards Morley, they're gonna have to travel through the station, or through the town of Bewdley to get there, just use this as a transit station. That's fine. The other end of the station, though, we could definitely hook up Waltham to Tolaw, and we are going to do this. I am going to hook this up. However, I also see that Tolaw has developed over here, which is kind of unfortunate. Well, actually, maybe we can get away with having a double crossing there. Maybe. We might actually be able to do this. Alright, let's build some tracks here, and let's see if we can actually get the town of Waltham connected to Tolaw, right? Alrighty, that's the Waltham-Tolo line done. Now, you might see this peculiar curve over here, right? And you might be wondering, like, why on earth did you do that? Well, the way that these stations are lined up here with the roads and the rivers in them, we kind of need to cross these at like a close to 90 degrees angle. I mean, obviously you don't need to be at 90 degrees, but you can't really cross them, you know, almost parallel either. So if we were to do that, you know, with a wide curve, we would end up somewhere over here, have to cross the river over here, then have to make a swing back, and then a straightening curve, which would just mean low speed tracks. Now, with this sharp curve over here, basically we take, you know, this whole wide curve and just have compressed it a little. And why over here? Well, the train needs to stop at the station anyway, so it might as well just stop a few meters ahead for a really tight curve, right? I mean, I thought that this was a pretty clever solution. Besides, I mean, the trains enter at like 70 to 80 kilometers an hour at the station. Well, now they're gonna have to enter at 50. I mean, what's the difference, right? So anyway, let's set up this new line between Tolo and Waltham. Tolo, Waltham. And we shall have this connect these cities up. I really do hope, you know, that connecting these gives the cities a real big boost. I mean, just look at the amount of passengers over here too, by the way. It is just crazy. Also, I saw something over here that I didn't quite like. Why exactly are these blue and green lines on the exact same station lane? I mean, that's another thing in this game, you know. Sometimes it just, for no apparent reason, it just does this stuff, you know. It just rearranges wherever the lines go. And why is beyond me. I mean, it's not like all of a sudden it's faster. We haven't changed anything. Now, what we do need to do is, of course, which line is it? That's a good question. Tolo. I can't even tell, man. These must be the. Yeah, I know. These are like the long train lines with the multiple trains on it. Midhurst Woodley is not one of them. Erith Framlingham isn't either. Come on, where are these train lines? Let's see, Midhurst? No, it can't be Midhurst Woodley. It must be another one. Tolo Cromer. I believe that this is the one. So, I guess that the other one is actually the wrong one. And which one is that? Oh man, which one is that? We should be able to discern that from the color, actually. Midhurst Woodley. You don't have Tolo in there, so it can't be you. It must be Cromer Woodley. Yeah, it is actually. Right, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna add this over here. That should sort it out. I don't know why it does stuff like that, you know. It is beyond me, but... Ah well, we will sort it. Also, is it just me or is the absence of trains over here... Like, are they all jammed up somewhere? I don't see them anywhere. I mean, there's one going there. Usually you see train icons of them moving around. Maybe it is because I have the line. Yeah, I have the line thingy open. Right, for a moment there I was really worried, you know, like, oh no, the game is hacking up once again. Though it could very well be that we have train jams somewhere, but that does not seem to be the case now. There's a train coming in right here. Very good. Okay, so, yeah, time to get a train on this route too, right? Well, I think as far as route potential, Tolo definitely has a lot of passengers, but nah, I think we should still go with our trusted wagon over here, this one. It is just too good to pass up. We will go with the 4-wagon setup. I think that's good. We don't really need that much more. Tolo, Waltham, there. Right, now the question of course is, where else can we hook up Waltham Abbey to? We have already established that Cromer isn't really an option. Well, actually, coming to think of it, Cromer could be an excellent option. All we would need to do... I mean, this is like... Let's just get the line manager out there. Yeah, there's only 2 lines going over here. Hold on a second. And then there's 3 over here. What is happening over here? Honestly, game, why on earth are you being so obnoxious about stuff? Also, it seems to me that I just... For the love of... Have I derped up some settings over here? Cromer Woodley? There don't seem to be any settings derped up. I mean, from Tola, it goes to Brightlingsea, then it goes to Tavistock, and from Tavistock it goes to Woodley, and over there it is already derping up with the double lines. Because apparently the train cannot go from... Hold on a second. Woodley, Cromer, Tolo, Cromer, and then Tolo, and then... Oh, I see. Yeah, I see. I might have derped this up myself, actually. What I needed to do was add the waypoint there. Because what was happening right now was that the trains went to the station, but then they had to pick this waypoint. Derp! Oh, and there I was blaming the game for this stupidity, whilst it was me, you know, derping around. No, but I do think, you know, coming back to it, I think that we can hook up Cromer to Waltham Abbey as well. It's only like... and then this is what I was looking for, right? Yeah, we can just use... because that goes to Morley. I mean, Cromer is kind of on the midst of these lines. You know, maybe it's better if we don't hook it up, because already... Oh, man. Really? Why on earth must it use the same... This is frustrating, honestly. I just don't get it. Right, so we're gonna have to set this up once more. Move away, window. Now this over here is the Cromer station. So from Cromer... No, that's not what I want. I want to select that and then also put that over there. Really, game, would you please just stop messing up the lines right now? It was all good until you decided, hey, you know what, let's just throw a spanner in the works everywhere. Now we have kind of got to check everything, just because the game can't keep consistency in our train lines. Seems to be good now though. I think we've solved the issues, at least as far as I can see. Yeah, no, this is another line that we're seeing here, so... Yeah, it's good! Alright, finally! Well, yeah, I think that Cromer and Waltham, I don't think we need to hook this up, you know. There's already quite a few train lines over here running, so I don't think we need to hook that up. But we do have the town of Reading, which I believe we can just hook up towards... Well, we could hook it up to like 2 cities. I believe that Featherstone and Tola are excellent candidates for some connectivity. And the thing here is as well, is that what we can do to make it easy on us is just you know, go with the bridge over these tracks. And then just have a crossing here, and then just join in. Like, we cross the river here as well, and then we just merge the tracks. Yeah, perfect. Alright, I think we got some track building to do then, so yeah, let's get at it. Game, really? Why? Why a bridge pillar collision, if I may ask politely? Because honestly, again, that's just a load of bull. Really? There is no bridge pillar align thingy over here. There just isn't. Oh man. Alright, fine. We're gonna have to remove this stretch here. And we're gonna have to build a second bridge right alongside it. Because apparently building two bridges is way too complicated for this game to handle. Oh man. At times, game, at times, really. Alrighty, well, we got the tracks laid out, even though they are ugly as hell, because, I don't know, man, you know, at times I feel the game's really trying too hard to make it too realistic. I mean, how hard could it be to just move these pillars over 30 centimeters so everything would fit? Now, we're forced to build two separate bridges in an ugly track, and, yeah, you know, one of the things that I feel, well, still needs improvement, and in that light, you know, it's a shame that the devs have stopped developing this game, though perhaps there's mods out there that fix that stuff. Anywho, what we're gonna do is we are going to celebrate as we got a new line to open from the town of, I don't even know, we'll find out soon, I guess. From the town of Reading to the town of Tolol, right? Yeah, alright, so this new line shall therefore be called Reading Tolol. Quite a surprise, right? Again, you know, these lines, I don't think they'll have that much passengers going for them at the start. Also, is it just me or is there an absolute crazy amount of people using these lines? Perhaps me cutting the roads off actually has worked, as there's now a lot more people using our lines. Huh, interesting. Very interesting development. Right, okay, it is time to set up a train though for these lines. I think over here as well we are again gonna go with this one, just because it's such a good train. I mean, besides that, you know, the town of Reading isn't that big yet, so I think just this one train, you know, it's just my go-to, my standard go-to train, basically, you know. Never fails, always runs a profit. Yeah. It's sad that it has become that predictable in a way, you know. I mean, I like there to be choices, but really right now, that just is the choice that we have. Anyway, what we now have is Reading hooked up to Tolar, but we also have this other end of the station over here, which I feel, if we try hard, we could connect that up to Featherstone over here. I think that would be, well, it would be challenging to pull off right, but I do think that Featherstone could benefit from that greatly. Now, if we do that, we might as well look into making that a connection in such a way that we can then later on also add a connection over here and maybe join the tracks a little, though I don't think we want to do that. I think we should, because, you know, I was thinking like one step ahead, of course. I want Thame to be hooked up to Newton-le-Willows. That's just it, you know. Thame, well, maybe even, I don't know. I don't think we'll be able to do it from this side. You know, go all the way around. Nah, I don't think that's a good idea. We want to do it like this. Now, I was thinking that perhaps we could have like a joint line over here, but nah. I think it's better to just hook them up directly, you know. And maybe the tracks will lie close to each other, but we'll have to see. Right, okay, I think the first important thing that we need to do is set ourselves up oh yeah, there's these old school signals over here. Wow, that's old school stuff, man. But then again, this was one of our first train lines that we had ever gotten, so I mean, I don't feel bad for having used them or anything. Right, we'll just keep it at 200. And then, well, from this point onwards, I don't know really. Wait. So from this point onwards is where we can have the junction. There. We won't. I guess we should make it relatively fast, like at least 100 kilometers an hour. That way it doesn't need to slow down that much. Oh. Not anymore now. Come on, the vehicle's long gone. No, it isn't in the way. Yeah, just as I thought. It is not in the way. See, I told you so. Oh, and then there's more old signals in the way. Fine, we'll remove those. So yeah, I'll be building some more tracks here. Oh yeah, oh yeah! We got new trains, nice! I mean, maybe we now do get more than just one go-to locomotive to choose from. Let us see what we have gotten. We have gotten the dual stocks. It can go at a 200 kilometers an hour, runs for 1,050,000 per year though. That's still crazy expensive. I mean, if you just compare this to what this one costs with a few of these wagons attached, it is under 1 million. And then you have this, it does go fast, I'll have to admit, and it's really, really big. I mean, the dual stocks, this double-deck emu, Built by Bombardier, is equipped with a tilting compensation which allows to pass bends faster. Really? So in a curve it will tilt? Wow. That's some advanced stuff, man. I've actually seen that on Discovery once, you know, that in England they also got that stuff where it slightly tilts so that the G-forces are better distributed or something. I don't know, it is new. I mean, I guess we could try this one at 200 kilometers an hour. I guess it will be reasonably fast, right? Also, I see loads and loads of commuters here. Shall I destroy the road? It seems to have worked so far, though. I mean, over here... and Leominster is not really the town to check whether or not stuff like that has worked. And maybe it hasn't worked as well as I thought it would. I mean, I barely see any more passengers over here. And the charge seemed to be unaffected. Oh well. So, destroying the roads makes no difference. I don't get this. Anyway, yeah, the Bombardier train, huh? Well, we just set up a train route there. We are busy building one here. I think we at least owe it to ourselves to try that one out. Maybe it isn't profitable, but we'll have to see. So anyway, we got some more track building to do, so let's at least get that done. Alright, track building done. Now you might be wondering, why on earth did I go with two separate tunnels over here, and why did I do it the way I did? Well, see, here's the thing, the terrain here isn't exactly easy, and I do want high speeds on our track, as we're gonna run a train that can go 200 kilometers an hour, and really I think this was the only real way possible that we could have achieved it, because I don't think I would have been able to build these tracks by hand without it becoming really ugly. And it still is ugly, because I don't like this. I don't know, man. I don't like the way how this terrain looks, you know. This flat piece here, I think it looks a little bit too artificial. But if I were to do this by hand, you know, with separate pieces and whatnot, it would have become way uglier. I mean, in a way, this is like the worst of two evils. The less worst of... Bleh, you know, that. the saying, you know which one. It's the lesser of two evils, I guess, as it goes. Anyway, you know, it's not that bad. I mean, it's two tunnels, right, quite nicely. I quite like it. And we get to hook up Featherstone to Reading here. Now, as it stands, we don't have a depot on these tracks, but I also don't really feel like we need one, as I feel it's perfectly legit to just use the depots over here. So we're just gonna make our train line, you know, Featherstone Reading. Yeah, let's rename it. Featherstone Reading. Oops, I do need the dash in there. No consistency. We have so many lines that I do want everything to be consistent, even after this long. By the way, man, Featherstone, you are developing over here. Yeah, that's the way we want it. I mean, honestly, these cut-off roads, are they not working? Do they honestly have no effect? Well, no, Newton Le Willows. How is it working out for Cromer then? That's some road vehicle. I want Cromer. Well, it seems to have lifted it a little bit. How is... Let's take a look at Brightlingsea, or Woodley, for example. How is Woodley behaving under our road cuttings? It actually seemed to have a little bit of a positive effect, as I did it in the year 2000. And then, I think 2004, so a little bit past, and then all of a sudden you can see things go up again. Maybe I'm just, you know, trying to find relations that aren't there. I mean, that wouldn't be unlike me. Ah, well. Anyway, yeah, back to our train line, right? We got the line set up. Now we need the train. Also, the game can be running. Because I do want to see our dual stocks in action. It's not really that long, actually, which makes it all the better suited for the Featherstone line, as the station in Featherstone also isn't really long. Oh, wow. This has some acceleration, man. That is some good stuff. Let's just see how fast it can go. How fast it will accelerate. I mean, I believe it's tail end. Yeah, that was still on the curve. Oh, wow. Look at it go. Yeah, this one sure is accelerating. I mean, there's no denying that. Look at it go, man. It just pumps it through to like the 200. I mean, those TGVs, you know, those didn't really go that fast. This one, on the other hand, this accelerates like it should. I mean, those TGVs, you know, the medium one, it doesn't accelerate as fast as this one does. Honestly, it doesn't. Oh, it's already reached the station, so it never even reached the 200 kilometers an hour mark. That's fine though. I mean, I'm cool with that. So yeah, this is looking okay. Now I want a theme hooked up to Newton Le Willows. Over here, I don't feel like we could get a junction off and all that, you know, there's too many roads and stuff and things going on here. So the junction has to be like... Well, we could make one over here. And then the other one... We could actually we could make this a crossing, which could then have like one join off there, which would also again lead to wildly varied tracks, but I think those are easier to join up. And then I guess what we want is, I guess what we would want is to go over the river and then join the tracks there. Go right after, you know, right on the on the backside of this forest there. Yeah, I think that's the best solution. Okay, well, in that case, we got some track workings to do, so let's get on with it. Is it just me, or is there not a single bridge possible over this river? I mean, in all honesty, it just seems like that to me, you know. Whatever I try... well, that's possible. Maybe the angle at which we're coming towards this isn't the right one. Maybe we need to curve this a little bit harder. I mean, this... Come on, stop the... the snapping is... Wait, didn't they... Like... Yeah, they did address this. Look, all of a sudden, it's all possible. Why exactly... So, hold on a second. So, I just can easily do this? Huh. I don't know what it is, but this would, you know, all the things I just moved over here, they were impossible before, and all of a sudden right now I can just easily do them. I mean, sometimes, you know, this game, well, I have no words for it really, you know. Sometimes it goes beyond and above me, really. So, well, I'm glad that we got this going. So, yeah, I shall finish the tracks right now. Alrighty, well, we got our tracks finally working, even despite the really odd bridge shenanigans that we had going there. We have the tracks, so yeah, let's quickly set up the line for Newton and Theme. And that will most likely be our very last line that we have to build, as that then pretty much just everything is connected to everything. Wow, who would have thought that this day would come, you know, that we would actually have everything connected to everywhere, with everybody and every city everywhere. I think that's quite an achievement. Well, I'm sure we won't get an achievement for it, but we will also use this one for this new line, because I think it's fancy, even though it's probably not gonna be any good. I mean, it's way too expensive, I think, but it is also because Newton also has this smaller station. So that's also one of the reasons why. And there we are, you know. We have now officially hooked up everything to everywhere. I don't know if we will see immediate effects, like the town of Reading, for example. Do we see, like... Oh, well, the charts are going up here in Reading, even now that we have... connected everything. I mean, that's a big plus. Also, it does seem that some of these routes are actually seeing quite a few more passengers now. I mean, I'm just curious, alright? The road lines. Some of these... Well, look at that. See, the road lines, most of them are actually pretty profitable. And for the tram lines, well, they're still not profitable. Now, this is the thing, alright? What I did when I was replacing these trams is I looked at them and I saw that I had way too many certain lines. So what I did was I took away quite a few trams, and that you can see that as well, as the frequencies have gone up. But I mean, apparently, you know, because I thought I had too many, so I removed a few trams and we have higher capacity, so effective, you know, with the amount of passengers, we stay at the same capacity, we just use less trams. Still, they're not making a profit. I mean, I don't know what to do. Do I need to go with even less? I mean, at most I have like 8 trams on a line, you know. Do I need to go down to 6? I mean, I varied it between like 4, 6 and 8 in terms of tram lines. I mean, I don't know, man. Do I need to go even lower than that? Do I only need to use like 2 or 3? I mean, it's just... It's like a black box to me. I don't know how to get that working proper. Also, yeah, this is crowded, huh? pretty crowded, yeah. Oh man. I hope we don't get like any horrible pile-ups. No, that doesn't seem to be the case. Wow, and Stockton-on-Tees, man. There was, you know, a whole thing developed over here, and now it's gone. I mean, look, see, there's only like a few buildings over here right now. Stockton on T's, what have you done to me? Look at this! Wow, this is so bad. The whole town is shrinking. And I don't even... That's another thing. I don't know how to stop this either. I mean, look, see, the whole town has just vanished over here. And I don't know what to do about it. I mean, it doesn't say, like... Okay, we need this, deliver this, or arrange that we get these services or something of the sort, you know? It doesn't say it. It's all guesswork for me. Which, I don't know. I mean, even if we demolished the whole town, I mean, Tolau, on the other hand, seems to be doing fine. But I believe, yeah, it's also going downwards ever so slightly. And for what reason? I mean, is there something like noise pollution or something, you know? Or is there all of a sudden a higher standard that we need to meet because it's modern times? Breitling Sea, on the other hand, seems to be doing quite alright. Yeah, it has kind of stopped this downward spiral. Still, it's not doing as fine as I would like it. Still, their latest expansion has actually survived. It's a little bit less dense as it used to be, but... And how's it going over here with Cromer? And Woodley. Woodley also had this sudden expansion urge all of a sudden, you know? I remember that. Woodley is actually not doing too bad. Well, that's the thing, you know? I mean, right now, we have... everything connected to everywhere. There's nothing more for us to build. I mean, we could, you know, try and connect a few more times, like Sudbury to Framlingham. But honestly, that wouldn't add really much, you know. We've laid all the connections. Everything is also being supplied, you know. All the mines are running. Every town gets cargo. We have passenger lines everywhere. We have train lines everywhere. I mean, what is there left to do? And that's the thing. I mean, this was and is the spiritual successor to OpenTTD, right? Well, in OpenTTD, there is just so much more you can keep doing, keep improving, keep expanding. Whilst over here, I mean, we got everything running and we're making money. I mean, it's fine, you know, we achieved something. But now what? I mean, there is no point in making another Woodley Cromer line, really. I mean, we already have it. I mean, why would we ever need to add another Woodley Cromer line, right? We just don't. And that's the thing. I don't know what to do right now, other than developing towns. But when I want to develop a town, I don't know how it works. I've tried all kinds of things and nothing seems to be working. Also, 211 passengers? Really? How many can you carry? Wow. Cromer Woodley, you must be coming in with a hell of a lot of money over here right now. I mean, that's the only thing I can imagine. I want to see how much money you're gonna make. You slow TGV train. Alright, show me the money. Show it. Stop it. Also, let's check how much you're gonna unload. And then only 1.57 million. I thought it would be much more. And then, oh well, it does unload a fair bit. Look at this, the crowds. Wow. Yeah, now it can also take quite a few, but that's still not even everybody of the station platforms, you know. Yeah, maybe the Cromer Woodley line is actually quite, you know, maybe over here these trains actually do make sense, but for the most, you know, these trains don't make sense anywhere, really. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a little bit difficult right now, you know. I'm kind of torn about what I should do, what I can do, and, well, I mean, I wouldn't mind, you know, just for an experiment, kind of like build a train line and just have at least one train go at 300 kilometers an hour. I mean, how about it if we build the station over here, Then have another one all the way over here and just make one straight track. I mean, that should be yeah, we're gonna do that. This is more like an experiment, you know, but experiments need to happen as well, you know, for science, as they say. Yeah, let's do this. I mean, we have the money. We can spare this easily. Right, look at that. We're going straight. I don't mind if the track is a little bit, how should I put that, you know, terrain devastating, you know, destroying the terrain. I mean, I don't really mind that. I just want to have a train that actually reaches that freaking 300 marker. Look, we can even have a tunnel in here. Alright. And of course, it is going to whine about collisions. Oh man. I mean, I don't know why the building has to be... I'm sure there is like a programming technical reason for why it has to be the way it is, but honestly, I mean, why can't the game just have easier building methods, right? Okay, this is long. But I kind of like this, you know? There. Right. Right near the Minster. The longest train line ever. This surely should be able to at least... Wait, hold on a second. Why can't I hook this just up to... Oh, wait. I know why I can't just hook this up to the station. Because the station needs to be there to hook up to, rather than me just attaching the station to the tracks. Doesn't work like that. Right, okay, we now have the longest train line. We have a depot. I guess we also need to set up a line. We're just gonna call this the speed run. There, the speed run. We only add 2 stations to this. We don't need signals for it. There, Mabelthorpe and Sutton North. And then Leominster East. Right. Man, I want to see it if we can actually even make it. I want to see it. I want one of these short trains, because then I think we'll have the most chance. I want one of these short trains to try and reach the 300. Though then again, we have most of these actually. So let's see if this one can even reach the 300, right? Because these are the ones that we have used the most, and they're horribly slow. So if they can't reach 300 over this track, then this is just a hoax, really. So let's see. Let's set you to the speed run. There. Right, okay, time to follow this train. And time to see how fast it will go. Man, I'm really curious, man. This is an experiment of sorts, you know. Also, we do need this open, otherwise we will never see how fast it goes. Look at this, man. It doesn't even fit in this. What on earth is happening here? A game? Oh. What? We got a ghost-facing train over here. And you know the thing is as well, right now we're cheesing the system because the train doesn't have any passengers, so it's lighter than it should be. But just look at this. I mean, this Bombardier train, the white one that we just have gotten, that one is just so much faster. Look at how slow this accelerates, and it is empty right now, mind you. Look at this. Look at and it's not even halfway. It needs to go way faster. It is so underpowered. And it's not like it's gonna kick into a higher gear all of a sudden and then thus go twice as fast in the last 100 kilometers an hour. I mean, to the contrary, actually. Wow, now it's only halfway. I mean, what a thing. Look at how slow this is. How is it ever going to reach 300 on a real track? And this is empty, right? I mean, yeah, it was. I mean, the train itself, it looks good. I love the looks of it. You know, it looks fast. But in all honesty, it is not viable. No, you can't run this. I mean, it is way too slow. When it's loaded, it is even slower. I mean, it only now goes 200 kilometers an hour. I mean, I have serious doubts if it's even going to reach, like, the 300. I mean, it's over halfway. Nah, well, actually, that might not be true. There's a long tunnel ahead. Though, it also needs to decelerate, you know, for the station. So, I don't think it's gonna make it, but... You know, here's the thing. We have reached the present right now. This is recorded on this date. And, well, you know, aside from this train, probably not even gonna make the 300. So it's a complete hoax. I don't know what to do, what else to do. I mean, I know what we should do, but I can't do it. And therefore, I think this is the perfect moment to end the series right here. I mean, I've said it before, we've built everything. There is nothing left for us to build. Maybe fiddle around with the train capacities a little bit. But that's about it. I also don't think that we're gonna get that many more trains. You know? I believe that when they were developing it, they said they would only go to the present. Which, at the time, was actually a year earlier. So, I don't think we're gonna get much more. I think we have outplayed the game. And we did so quite well, if I may say so myself. I mean, we have very, very healthy income. We have a bit of a running cost, but look at this. In this year, we made 30 million. So, yeah, the company is healthy. We have services everywhere. And I think that's a good note to end the series. I mean, I really like this game, you know. It is so beautiful. It really has a charm, but... it's also not really finished. And compared to OpenTTD, they claimed it to be its spiritual successor. I don't know. It is more like a different game in the same style. But OpenTTD has something that this isn't the successor of. Though it's a good attempt. And I really liked it, and I can really recommend the game. I don't think that it is the successor to OpenTTD. And, well, you know, I think that's a really nice note to end it. So yeah, that's it, the end of the series. Now, perhaps you do know how to make the towns grow, manage them, see to their needs. You're free to try. I am going to include the save file in a link in the description of this video, so you can see it for yourself. But I'm not going to try it, you know, for me it's just too much of a black box. I also know that there's mods out there for this game, and I might try those, you know, I might not. I might even record it, I might not. That's only a thing that the future will tell. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the series. I sure did. And I'll see you next time on another game. Until then.